Hey everyone! Today I'm making a triple butter soap that is a little different from a normal recipe, but I think this particular recipe makes a really luxurious bar of soap. First, I mix the sodium hydroxide, also known as lye, with aloe vera juice until the lye is dissolved. I choose to use aloe vera juice, but you can use water. Some people prefer goat's milk, things like that. You can pretty much use almost anything. When you mix lye with a liquid, it creates a chemical reaction which causes it to get hot very quickly. I prefer to use what's called the heat transfer method, which is where I use the heat this mixture creates to my advantage and let it melt down my oils and butters for me. The traditional method would be to make this mixture ahead of time and let it cool to whichever temperature you prefer to work at. Some people prefer room temperature, some people prefer around 100 degrees or so, as well as melting your oils down and letting them cool to around the same temperature as your lye solution. I don't really have the patience for this since it can take quite a while. You have to plan ahead of time. I like to use this method because I can measure everything out and start working immediately. The downside, however, with this particular recipe and using this method is I had too many hard butters and the lye solution did not stay hot enough to melt them completely. So instead, I decided to pull out my heat gun, which worked perfectly. If I had stuck it in the microwave, it could have gotten too hot, but this worked out great. However, it did get the mixture a little warm. So right here I'm just adding my liquid oils to my hard oils and butters. So I just added my olive oil and my castor to the mango butter, the cocoa butter, shea butter, and coconut oil. And that'll also help bring the temperature down a little bit as well. Since the mixture was a little warm since I'd used the heat gun to warm everything back up, I decided to use an ice bath to cool my batter back down because I don't want the soap to go through what is called gel phase. There's nothing wrong with gelling a soap. I just don't personally like the look of a gelled soap. It has a translucent type look to it. I like my soap to look more on the creamy side, but sometimes you just can't help that. So even some of my soaps sometimes have the ring in the center where it's partially gelled. Nothing wrong with it. It's still a great bar of soap. It's just got a little too warm in the center. So I mixed kale and clay with my fragrance oil, which will help the fragrance stick in the soap much longer, as well as add a nice texture in the soap. And the fragrance that I'm using is called Wildflower Honey from Brambleberry. I also added some Maya Gold from Nurture Soap for a really pretty and a slightly shimmering color. and it will probably still shimmer even after it saponifies, which I love. The bubble wrap I'm adding on top will look like honeycomb when the soap is set and I peel it off. It's going to be a really cool look. These are organic flowers that I'm adding, and I know I wind up putting a lot on top, but some are sure to fall off when I cut the soap. But even still, I think I overdid a little. I just thought they looked so pretty, I kept adding more and more. But when it's all done, I put the soap in the refrigerator to keep it cool, and we'll be cutting it in probably a day or two. With the amount of butters, the hard butters in this soap, it should be setting up pretty fast and getting hard, so I can cut it probably within 24 hours. Be sure to check my Instagram and Facebook, because I will be posting video of me cutting the soap when it's ready. And when it's ready for purchase, I will be putting them up on my Etsy page, and will be letting you guys know when they're available on my Facebook and Instagram as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this. See you next time.